Peter Obi and Kwankwaso have dumped the ADC and joined a brand new political party. While everybody is busy arguing on social media about whether this was a good move or a bad move, nobody seems to be talking about the real reason behind their decision. In this video, I'm going to tell you the actual reason, the one that made Peter Obi and Kwankwaso look at each other and say, we cannot remain in the ADC anymore. You will also learn what this new party, the NDC, actually is, who controls it, and what this move means for 2027. Because if you don't understand these things, you will not understand what Nigerian politics is about to become now that Peter Obi and Kwankwaso have joined the NDC. But before we look at the real reason why Peter Obi and Kwankwaso left the ADC, let's first talk about why Peter Obi joined the party a few months ago, only to leave it shortly after. To understand that, we need to go back a little. After the 2023 elections, the Nigerian opposition was in pieces. Atiku lost, Peter Obi came third, Kwankwaso struggled to gain traction in the north. The big opposition figures knew one thing clearly: fighting each other in 2027 would hand President Tinubu another easy victory. So they began serious talks. The result was a large opposition coalition that gathered under one roof, the African Democratic Congress, ADC. At a summit in Ibadan, political heavyweights including Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, former Senate President David Mark, and former APC governors Rotimi Amaechi and Rauf Aregbesola stood together. They promised Nigerians one strong opposition candidate to challenge Tinubu in 2027. However, as Nigerians know too well, what you see on the surface of our politics is never the full story. Inside the ADC, three major problems were quietly destroying the coalition from within. These three problems are what eventually chased Peter Obi and Kwankwaso out of the party. Problem number one, leadership crisis. The ADC did not have peace in its own house. The party was rocked by a serious leadership fight. Rival factions went to court over who was the real national chairman. The matter went all the way to the Supreme Court, which affirmed former Senate President David Mark as the legitimate national chairman. That should have ended the matter, but it did not. Things got so bad that INEC removed the names of David Mark and Rauf Aregbesola from its official portal as national chairman and national secretary. INEC then suspended recognition of all factions within the groups and announced it would not monitor any conventions or congresses organized by the affected groups. Imagine a party preparing for a presidential election that could not even agree on who was in charge. The ADC unveiled its presidential nomination form and set the price at 100 million naira just to buy the form before a single vote was cast. This was in a country where the minimum wage is 70,000 naira per month. The same party that claimed it wanted to rescue ordinary Nigerians now expected aspirants to pay such an amount. Peter Obi and Kwankwaso looked at this and realized it did not align with their vision. Problem number three, the Atiku question. The most important issue was who the ADC would actually give the presidential ticket to. Sources close to the coalition described a growing split. On one side were supporters of an Obi Kwankwaso ticket, a combination many believed could energize youth voters, urban professionals, and key northern communities. On the other side were establishment forces who preferred an Atiku-led arrangement. Powerful figures inside the ADC aligned with David Mark were clearly leaning toward Atiku. Peter Obi and Kwankwaso could see the writing on the wall. When Obi finally announced his exit from the ADC, he said the same systemic challenges that destroyed the Labour Party were now appearing inside the ADC. Endless court cases, internal battles, suspicion, and division. He described the political culture as one focused more on control and exclusion. These are the real reasons why Peter Obi and Kwankwaso left the ADC to join the NDC. So now the question everyone is asking is, what exactly is this Nigeria Democratic Congress NDC that they just joined? The NDC is a brand new party, not a recycled name or an old vehicle dressed in new clothes like the ADC and APC. It was formally registered by INEC and built by former Bayelsa State Governor and serving Senator Henry Seriake Dickson, who serves as the national leader of the party. Dickson left the PDP to champion this movement. When he formally joined, he was presented with membership card number 001. At that event, he said the PDP, which once brought hope to Nigerians, was now gravely ill and in the intensive care unit. His reason for founding the NDC was clear. He said Nigeria cannot sit back and watch the country drift into a one-party state. He warned that democracy thrives on strong opposition, healthy debate, and credible alternatives. And that is exactly what the NDC was built for. Running the day-to-day operations of the party is its national chairman, Senator Moses Cleopas. At its inaugural National Executive Committee meeting, Cleopas pledged transparent and accountable leadership. He described the NDC as a vehicle for national renewal and compared the party to Noah's Ark, calling on members to bring more Nigerians on board. Dickson made a bold claim. The NDC is the only political party in Nigeria right now with no crisis, no court case, no faction, and no dispute. Exactly the opposite of what Peter Obi and Kwankwaso had just walked away from in the ADC. On Sunday, May 3rd, 2026, it became official. Peter Obi and Kwankwaso formally joined the Nigeria Democratic Congress. They received their NDC membership cards amid cheers from supporters, right after a closed-door meeting with the party's leadership. Seriake Dickson personally welcomed both men into the fold. Peter Obi spoke to the crowd. He appealed to party members not to go to court over anything. He declared that the NDC will form a government that will rescue Nigeria, a government where Nigerians can live without fear, and a mother will no longer cry for a child who left for school and never came back. Kwankwaso was equally direct. He called on all Nigerians to register with the NDC immediately, declaring that his camp had already started the registration that same day. Dickson welcomed them confidently. He told the crowd, "I welcome you to Nigeria's fastest growing political party. I welcome you to Nigeria's most stable political party." Within hours, Nigerian social media was on fire. Supporters called this a fresh and necessary start, while critics called it another detour. Almost everyone is asking the same question: can these two men actually win in 2027? What we know for sure is that the 2027 election is getting very interesting. The opposition is reorganizing. The NDC now has two of the biggest names in Nigerian opposition politics under its roof, and a party leadership that is, at least for now, united and free from courtrooms. However, the challenges are real. The NDC is still a very young party. It does not yet have the deep national structure or grassroots machinery that the APC and PDP have spent decades building. Peter Obi has now left 3 parties in 4 years, and the obedience are watching carefully. The question is not just whether Peter Obi and Kwankwaso can win. The deeper question is whether they can stay in one place long enough to build something real. I want to hear from you right now. Do you think the NDC is a serious platform that can challenge Tinubu in 2027? Or is this just another chapter in the long story of opposition confusion? Drop your honest opinion in the comment section. Share this video with 5 Nigerians today. If you are new here, subscribe to Naijaboss-Explains. This channel covers Nigerian stories the way they deserve to be covered. No noise, just facts and truth. I will see you in the next one.